this is Grant Hughes at Grant Hughes Investigates on YouTube. Please hit that like button, share the video, and subscribe. This video will show the entire 4 passes and what likely happened, or some variants of what happened in the house in a 3D animation. Now right there, you see the vehicle driving by the 1320 Linda Lane camera as it passes Band Field right now. That's where the vehicle stopped that I'm driving in, or where I stopped. And then to the right is Sigma Chi, and that is a place that Xander Kernodle, Ethan Chapin, and Bethany Funk were at earlier in the evening for a party. And here is the vehicle coming in at around 3:30 and 22 seconds, matching up perfectly with the Linda Lane camera footage. And now it's on Queen Road, heading back behind 500 Queen Road. Now it's much darker than this. I've brightened it up and edited the contrast so that you can see details a little bit better. Goes back behind 500 Queen Road, passing, turning next to number 52, which is a building that the vehicle will later do a 3-point turn in front of. And now we're driving back behind 500 Queen Road. Now people say, well, how do you know he parked back behind the house? Well, that's because when the vehicle is turning right here, the headlights hit 1127 King Road in the background. So as it's turning, the headlights hit back there, but then the vehicle does not pull away and drive by the 1122 King Road, or actually the 1112 King Road camera, for another minute 25. So the vehicle actually parks, or maybe it's even more than that, it's like a minute 40. But it parks back there for a minute 25, then pulls away, and then the vehicle is picked up on camera right now at 3:33:01. And there is some dateline footage where the vehicle is turning onto King Road, and I also went out there and filmed, so you're seeing from the inside of my vehicle matching up with the movements of the Elantra. Now I'm only showing you the surveillance footage that is in existence, and basically right around what I call the complex. So when you come onto King Road, there's only one way in and there's only one way out, and that's King Road. Right, so we're going back in on King Road. This is the only place in or out right where this vehicle is driving right here, unless you're on foot. And now we're driving on Queen Road, just passing 1122 King Road right now. And this is 500 Queen Road. And that building that the headlights are hitting in the distance, that's number 52. Part of the same complex. And then the vehicle drives behind, and it's going to do the exact same thing on 3 passes. He just waits a little bit longer, and the car drives a little different speeds, but on the first 3 passes it's almost identical. So again, as the vehicle comes around, the headlights will hit the top of 1127 King Road, which is right next door to 1119 King Road, where the 1112 King Road camera can pick up vehicles driving back behind it on Walanta Drive. I'll try to explain that better on this pass here. So this one, he only stopped for 31 seconds or so. And you can start seeing the headlights on the 1121 camera. But see that building right in front of us? That's 1119 King Road, and the building to its left is 1127, and that's where headlights were hitting as the vehicle turned back behind 500 Queen Road, as we just explained. And now we're on Taylor Avenue, taking a left onto Taylor. Now right at that trailer there's a sign. That's when it becomes Willanta Drive right now. And then right in this area here, the vehicle can be seen behind 1119 King Road as it drives on Willanta Drive on the 1112 King Road camera. And here it comes back in. And driving behind 500 Queen Road. Again, number 52 is right in front of us. Then the vehicle turns here. Probably didn't slow down like I did on this one, but and this is pass number 3, right? So this is almost 357 when it's turning here. So maybe right around this time, the DoorDash driver pulls into the parking area and maybe sits there for a couple minutes before marking that the DoorDash delivery was delivered at 3:59. Now right here is where the headlights, right when it's turning, hit the top of 1127. There is a key fob sound that we hear that goes off right around like 3:59 and 47 or 8 seconds. And it goes off 3 times, and then it goes off again at 4 o'clock and some odd seconds. But there's enough time for the DoorDash driver to have delivered it during that time. So it really feels like that key fob sound is the actual time that the DoorDash driver was outside of their vehicle delivering the meal. And now the vehicle's driving down 500, it just drove next to 500 Queen Road, and it's on Queen Road and turning right onto King Road. And if that theory is correct, the DoorDash driver was parked while that surveillance video was filming the Elantra leaving. And now we're back on Willanta Drive, and the headlights can be seen on the 1112 King Road camera. All right, now this is pass number 4. Now you got to keep in mind, before this pass number 4, it actually drove back and completed what it would normally do. It did a quick U-turn after driving back behind on Willanta Drive and came back, and then did not go into the complex and drove down Taylor Avenue and past the 1320 Linda Lane camera, but there seems to be 35 minutes of missing footage on that camera. And then he goes by the Ridge Road camera, and that's when the license plate is shown to be missing on a 2014 to 2016 white Hyundai Elantra. And then the vehicle drove all the way around and came back in for this pass. And then right here it went down Queen Road, and now it's doing a 3-point turn in front of number 52. And then it goes back the way it came, because I think it's trying to monitor and see what ramifications there were because of the vehicle that was parked there. I don't know if he knew that it was a DoorDash driver specifically. So he was just trying to see what was going on. Perhaps maybe Xana's light was on. I mean, on this pass, we're only 5 minutes after the meal was delivered. So he's down here, and it looked like the vehicle was maybe going to park or turn around, and the headlights, as it's coming down, can be seen, like in this area, can be seen on 1119 over there, and you could see that maybe the vehicle was moving and trying to park, etc. And then when it comes to this intersection, for whatever reason, he decided to go over there and not continue to turn around at the Queen Road in that little alley there. So he does a 3-point turn at Queen and King and then goes back. And I think he's still monitoring. He's looking up there. So he's about right here, exactly how I'm driving. And maybe he slowed down slightly there just to look and notice, okay, it looks like the lights are dim in there. So he goes around, and perhaps that's why he waited a while along with blood spatter mitigation before actually going into the house. I think he went into the house probably around 4:12, 4:13-ish, which marries up with the time that Xana was on her TikTok. So the vehicle comes around, and the headlights again hit 1127 King Road, and it parks for around 13 minutes. And we are going to play the entire animation again inside the house of what Dateline described happened inside that house. And let me know in the comments what you guys think. So here it goes. Well, there is the animation. Pretty creepy, isn't it? And then obviously there's blood spatter mitigation that he's doing, putting his clothing in the bags, and then eventually gets back in his vehicle, and then he drives away at a high rate of speed. All right, so hope this was a little bit more shortened for the people who weren't able to watch the last one. I appreciate you guys watching. If you could hit that like button, share the video, that would be awesome, and leave a comment in the comment section and let me know what you thought. All right, and I want to thank everybody for watching, and until next time, be safe out there.